Are live for the lunch hour on the Power Chat series. Today, our show is the Music City Smackdown, which happened last weekend, I believe. Yes. So we're going to bring on Mason Swanson. He was a double grands winner, power ring winner. This is the first time I'm having him on the show, so I'm excited to learn more about him as a martial artist. The tournament was hosted in Tennessee and hosted by Ronnie Presley and Jason Warren. So I'm going to bring in Mason right now as I drop this graphic, and we'll get him in just a couple seconds for our special guest here today. Hi, Jason. Or Mason? Sorry, I'm getting my name mixed up. Hi, Mason. How are you?
Good, good.
Okay, well, it seemed like you had a very successful tournament. Tell me about how you did, what you competed in, and what led you to win the Power Ring.
Well, the tournament was good. I competed in CMX forms, weapons, and trad weapons. I won my extreme weapon and extreme form, which led me to both weapons and forms grands, which of course I both won.
All right. I'm sure there was good competition, but tell me more about what your rings were looking like.
I had very tough competition such as Gavin Dollarheight, Lucas Dravinskis, Madeline Wiersma, Riley Claire Carl, all really strong top competitors, and I am very glad that the judges liked my performance.
What do you think set you apart today? Or, well, not today, but at the tournament.
I think it was really just I've been putting in like the work, and even if it was a different tournament, I'd still put in all the training, and I think it was just consistent reps and really wanting to get that grants.
All right. Well, congratulations as you did. Now, speaking on the tournament more broadly, hosted in Tennessee, those are cool. Those are some cool awards you have there. Tell me more about the tournament review from your perspective.
I think it went really well. It ran very smoothly. People knew where they were going, what they were doing. They knew what was next. It just went very smooth.
Okay. Were you able to catch any of the other competition while you were there?
Yes, I was. I got to watch some of the 14, 15, and 16, 17 divisions, and I got to watch some of the 14, 17 grands for black belt.
All right. So scoping out the potential competition for the upcoming year. What are you 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next year you're going to be in that division against some 17-year-olds as you eye some grands. What you mentioned that you've been training in, getting a bunch of those reps. For anybody who doesn't know, you are Holly Ham's student. What has that been looking like to get you where you are today?
Well, I have a competition class on Monday, once a week, and I have two main instructors, third degree black belt Mr. Miguel Mendoza and third degree black belt Xavier Roberts, who I'm very fortunate enough to have train here with me at Resolute.
Okay. And so I'm assuming you do things on top of the Monday competition class. What else does your training regimen look like, considering you have a lot on your plate when it comes to both traditional NCMX and forms and weapons?
I usually try to train around 2 to 3 hours a day, either before my classes or after the classes, hoping that Miss Ham will keep the dojo open a little longer.
I'm sure she does for talent like yourself. How did you get into martial arts and connected with Holly Ham and her school?
Before we moved to Destin, Florida in 2018, I used to take Taekwondo summer camp, and I earned my yellow belt in Taekwondo. And then when we moved here, my dad found Resolute Martial Arts Summer Camp, which I started attending and taking classes, and then I just earned my way up through the belts. And then I got my black belt in 2020, and then I started competing in ProMac.
Awesome. All right. And you're pretty active on that circuit. What kind of separates the Music City SmackDown, in your perspective, from some of the other tournaments on that circuit?
I feel like Music City SmackDown was it's just a different feeling. It has like a welcoming feeling. It was very good. It's just overall, it was a very good tournament. It was just a different feeling.
Okay. All right. Well, you are heading off to the Battle of Atlanta, which is coming up. How are you feeling ahead of that? And do you feel like you're prepared?
I feel very prepared. I've been training a lot this week. I feel like I'll do very good. I hope that the judges will like my performance there for all my forms.
Okay, a lot of people that compete on the Pro Max circuit are going to be at the Battle of Atlanta, and then some as well. So, what are you most excited about for from coming in, off of these wins into battle?
Um, well, I'm most excited about um, at the beginning of the week, I got invited to be on Team Competitive Edge, so I'm very excited to be representing that team this weekend.
Wow, your debut tournament. I mean, that must be super exciting. And you're surrounded by a bunch of people on that team who are great, as well as some those coaches as well. How did that kind of start? How did you get that invitation?
Um, it was by a Music City SmackDown actually because of the double grands. Yeah, I
Wow.
guess it was really that gave me that edge to get the invitation.
Talk about I don't maybe like a pipeline or just showing like success comes with opportunity. And now that you are part of that team, have you trained with some of the coaches before, or is that something you're looking forward to doing?
Yes, I'm most definitely looking forward to train with them, but I have also attended some of their camps, like their summer camp and their winter camp, so I'm also looking forward to train with them as well.
Great. When they gave you that offer, I'm sure you were excited, but did you share it with your family, with your friends, and what did your kind of parents say to that?
They were also very excited. My friends were happy and very surprised as well.
Okay, well, that's good. Congratulations. A new addition to Competitive Edge. Okay, well, you said you started in Taekwondo. How do you find that you manage doing the different divisions and the different styles that you do?
Um, I just really train. I do my sections. I do all of my forms. I try to do them at least get some of those forms in a week so I can at least review some of them so that when the tournament comes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay. So you are obviously in the summer months for school, so you're not having to worry about that. But up until very recently, you were juggling a couple different things. So how do you manage your time?
Well, I don't I didn't train as long as I used to because of school and homework, but
That's
now that the
understandable.
summer is here, I can train a little longer and
Mhm.
I can have more time to practice those forms that really need some extra work.
Cool. What are some goals that you're chasing this year? And how do you feel like, or do you have any goals that you've already achieved maybe in the first 6 months?
Um, I've achieved obviously winning grands, and some other goals are to do well in U.S. Open and probably represent competitive edge there as well.
Okay, great. Two big tournaments coming up. And so does that mean that you're heading out today for battle?
Yes,
You're,
ma'am.
you're driving or you're flying?
Mm-hmm. Driving.
Driving. Okay. All right. Well, and you said that you've prepared. Who are some of you mentioned you gave your instructors a shout out, of course, but do you have any role models on either in the Pro Mac League or on the NASCAR circuit?
Um, I would say probably Salif Zaliz, Jacob Pinto, Jackson Rudolph, Reed Presley, and Dawson Holt. I feel like all of them are really strong, consistent, and they
Yeah.
just inspire me a lot.
And there's each of them are super clean. I like how you picked out competitors who are just consistently very clean as well. Is that some of the strengths that you lean into as a martial artist? What would you say? Obviously, you said your work ethic is one of them, but have you developed kind of your style yet, or your hallmark? Like, oh, you know.
I'm still trying to work on it, but occasionally I'll try and change my form to something that's more comfortable for what I like.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I know you're still in the 13 under division, so I totally get that. But like Holly said, on the rise, and hopefully cream rises right to the top. So you'll get to see that at battle as you compete against more people. All right. Well, Mason, we talked about some of your goals for the rest of the year, but long term as a martial artist, what do you hope to accomplish?
um, I really hope to accomplish to um, get on Paul Mitchell, which will be later down the road, but obviously take the steps to get there and also maybe possibly be a US Open champion.
Okay, those are awesome goals. I like they're attainable, but they're something that make you really work hard. So great, a good head on your shoulders, Mason, and obviously a good martial artist too. So for everybody watching, if you haven't checked him out, make sure you watch some of the live streams that I know the Music City SmackDown made sure that they had for the tournament. So Mason, is there anything else that you wanted to share or shout out before we wrap up today for the post show?
Um,
If not, it's
maybe
okay.
just like keep training. Hard work will pay off eventually in your favor, and just keep doing what you do.
All right. Everybody watching, we're right in the middle of the day. Plenty of hours to take some of Mason's words and turn them into action. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Mason, thank you and congratulations. And thanks for watching the Music City SmackDown post show on the Power Chat series.